things figured out here. We got Nick back to punt, and it's gonna be a fake, and he's gonna throw it up there and just about picked off. His intended target was Marshall Vandevet.
Broken up by number 20, Eli Reichs, and number 9, Seth Baker. It'll be 1st and 10 Trojans.
Marshall for a little bit there, it did look like. So now really puts our defense in a tight spot. We're going to have the Trojans are going to get the ball 1st and 10 on their own, on the Wildcat 16-yard line. So we really need to try to get a turnover here. Hopefully we'll get a bad snap on their part, or we can get a pick or something here. So we have the in motion. Oh, nice play by Keegan Kula, but he's not able to make the stop. And he would have had probably about a 7-yard loss. As it is, the runner did make it back to the line of scrimmage and then was brought down. I think Dustin Ferris, they give him a yard. So great play by Keegan to bust that up and slow the runner down, and then Dustin Ferris comes in and cleans up. So it's a gain of 1, so nice play by the Wildcats. That's what we need. 2nd and 9. So the ball's right on the 15-yard line, Wildcat 15-yard line. So we'll see what Turkey Valley does here. Leibel goes back and looks like he's going to pass, and it is incomplete. In on coverage was Ethan Ty. So nice play there by the Wildcats, put a little pressure. There was decent coverage there by Ethan, and they just ran out of room over there. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 here for the Wildcats. Let's see if we can make another play. Obviously, this is potentially 4-down territory, but if we can get a loss here or even a turnover, that'd be great confidence booster here for the Wildcats. So there's a turn, a handoff, and there it is. There's a nice stop. There's Keegan. Big play, just bear hugged the runner and brought him down, a gain of about 2. So it's 4th down in a short 8 or a long 7 here. And looks like Turkey Valley's going to go for it. I don't know. I guess I could look at the stats. I don't necessarily know if they've got a field goal kicker. Yeah, they haven't even attempted a field goal, so they're going for this. So it snaps back to Leibel. A little bubble out there to, and Keegan Kula had him wrapped up, and he probably would have been short of the 1st down, and he gets a touchdown. So we sniffed that out, and we had it, but just weren't able to make the play. And on 4th and a long 8, Turkey Valley's able to convert. So Wildcats are just right here. It's just a slip here, a couple turnovers, and, unfortunately, Turkey Valley's being able to capitalize on all these, and we're just not able to. So Turkey Valley's going to come out here, and their 2-point conversion is good. So it's going to be 36-0 with 10:42 left in the first half. And so Wildcats have their work cut out for them, but if we can shore up some things here, we should be able to do some things against Turkey Valley. So we just got to get that our offense going again, make those plays, block here, and just like I said, Marshall probably would have had the 1st down on that last possession, but the Trojans just came over and were able to trip him up right as he was making the cut to go upfield. So we're in a position to do some really good things. It's just that we're just shooting ourselves in the foot, unfortunately. So Cole Silver's going to be deep again. We've got Jack Kramer and Marshall are going to be the 2 up backs in front of Cole. And we got Marcus Prusman in there too. Niemeyer's going to be doing the kicking duties again for the Trojans. And he's getting ready to do the kicking duties here. And there's a kick, and it's up, and it's going to go over Cole's head and go into the end zone. So here we go, Wildcats. It's first and 10. We're on our own 15-yard line, and we need to come out here, and we need to get some things going. So it looks like Nick's coming out.
Last touchdown club jacket was Caroline Scheidel.
All right, so the Wildcats are getting to come up to the line. We've got Ethan Ty and Cole Silver split to the bottom, and Marshall split to the top. Nick's in the shotgun. He's back. He hits Ethan Ty. Is complete. Oh, there's a face mask. They're not even going to call that.
Not going to call a face mask on that.
To number 2.
Is right in front of the official. I'm not really sure what he was looking at, how he doesn't see that face mask. Nice catch by Ethan as he was turning. The Turkey Valley guy definitely scraped across his face mask, but they don't call it. Ethan picks up about 6 yards, though, so there's a nice little dump. I think that'll really help if we can kind of loosen things up just a little bit and help that running game get going. And we've got triple receivers to the top and Nick's in the back, and Nick's rolling out here to his left. He's looking, he's looking, he's looking. There's, just over Ethan Ty's head a little bit. He wasn't really open. I'm not sure he would have been able to catch that anyway. So it'll be 3rd down now and about 4 yards. So this is a big play here. Wildcats need to get this first down. We need to get this and get some confidence going and get a drive going and get on the board. So we got Nick again in the shotgun, and we've got Ethan split to the bottom and Marshall to the top, and then we've got Cole Silver in the back, and there comes, Nick was trying to evade the rusher, and he kind of slipped there and wasn't able to. He had a little gap where he could have come up the middle there. Unfortunately, he just kind of slipped and fell, so now it's going to be a loss on the play, so it's going to be 4th down. I'd say probably about 6, maybe 4th and 6. So we'll see here what the Wildcats are going to do. We're at about the 18-yard line. So we've got a little bit of confusion. We've got Keegan in the slot, and we've got, and it's a little pooch kick. And now this time it's going to go, and nice. And the official says it goes out of bounds at like the 28-yard line. I thought it looked like the Turkey Valley guy was chasing it down like he thought it was going in bounds. But, oh, well, at least they didn't get a run back. So, unfortunately, Wildcats aren't able to get a first down. But Turkey Valley is going to have it on their own 28-yard line, 1st and 10. So this would be a great opportunity here for the Wildcats to get a stop, maybe get a turnover, get in some good field position and be able to get something going. So Turkey Valley comes up. Their quarterback's under center. He turns and he hands it off. And there's a run up the middle, and it's going to be a pickup of about 11, and that's Isaiah Dam and Cole Silver in on the stop. Not what we needed right there. We really needed that stop, but it's a first down. They're still in Turkey Valley territory right at about the 39-yard line. So let's see what the Wildcats can do here. Quarterback for Turkey Valley is up under center, and they just got running backs, and there's just a run right up the middle. And Cole Silver spins him, but wasn't able to take him down. He just kept running, and that's Isaiah Dam who runs him down. It's going to be first and goal for the Trojans just inside the Wildcat 10-yard line. So just some missed tackling and missed tackles and just some miscues for the Wildcats. I mean, Turkey Valley's got a nice team, but we're helping them out a lot here, and we've got to somehow get some things kind of squared away so we can get ourselves back into this game. There's a pass out, and it gets it right over Cole Silver's head, and it's going to be a touchdown for Turkey Valley.
So that touchdown pass, Turkey Valley Athletic Boosters receive another $25 from Make Iowa. Make Iowa locations in Lawler, Wacoma, New Hampton, and Fredericksburg.
So that's going to be 6:38 left in the first quarter or first half, and Turkey Valley is going to go for 2. See what the Wildcats can stop them here. It's going to be a pass, and Leibold's pass is in the turf, so the 2-point conversion is no good. So we've got 6:38 left in the first half, 42-0, Turkey Valley. An unfortunate start to the game here in the sense that there was a short field and then the turnover right away and just some two turnovers and then the special play, or special teams play. So Wildcats here, like I said, if we can come down and we can put a couple drives together, get some confidence, maybe get some confidence going and maybe get some mistakes here. So it looks like Niemeyer's going to be kicking off again for Turkey Valley.
Number 10, Cole Silver back.
And again, Cole Silver's back.
Wildcats, let's kick off for the Trojans. Number 10, Eli Niemeyer.
So Niemeyer's last several kickoffs have all went in the end zone. Now this one's a shanker, and it is going to go out of bounds. So here's the opportunity that the Wildcats needed. They'll re-kick this one, move it 5 yards back. So hopefully, again, we'll have that opportunity to get a return. Or what are we doing? So the Wildcats are going to take the penalty rather than having them re-kick, and are going to take the ball. So they'll have it 1st and 10 on their own 27. So we got some decent field position here. Nick Reed's out there. Isaiah Dams in the backfield. And there's a snap to Nick, handoff to Isaiah. Isaiah, breaks one tackle and gets up and busts up to about the 30-yard line there. Nice little run. So it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Wildcats from their own 30-yard line.
Here comes Nick getting the play from Coach Meyer. So we got Marshall Van de Vet down in the bottom of the field, and Jack Kramer's in the receiving position. He's on the top of the field. Isaiah's in the backfield with Nick. Fake the handoff to Nick, and Nick was looking for Jack Kramer and just overthrew him by a hair. Jack was open, just needed a little more air under the ball. So that's going to be 3rd down, about 7 to go. Nice designed play there. Isaiah stayed in to help and block a little bit. And they were able to get the receiver behind the defense, and Nick usually hits those. He does usually a good job of lofting the ball up there and letting the receivers run underneath him. So hopefully we can come back to that. We've got Jack and Marshall and Isaiah, triple receivers, the bottom of the field. Nick's in the back and shotgun. And he's looking, and he throws it, and there's Marshall wide open. Don't fumble, Marshall. And Marshall, nice completion, and he's going to be brought down just inside the 20-yard line. So big play for the Wildcats.
That's enough for a Central City 1st down. 1st and 10, Central City from the Trojans, 20-yard line.
I thought it looked like he got down to about the 18-yard line, but I guess they are saying he was brought down at the 20. So it's going to be 1st and 10 either way for the Wildcats. They're on deepest in Trojan territory that we've been. So we've got to take advantage of this. So we've got 1st and 10 from the 20. You got Nick. You got Marshall split out one way. Jack Kramer split out the other. Nick's rolling out to his left, and he hits Marshall Van de Vet. Yeah, that's a nice catch by Marshall. Marshall laid out and got that one. Pick up, I'd say about 7 yards at least here it looks like. So nice 1st down play. I'm not sure Ethan Ty, haven't seen him in. He's normally split out, and I've noticed Jackson, so I don't know if something happened to Ethan. Hopefully nothing serious. And again, we've got triple receivers to the bottom of the field. We've got Nick in the shotgun, and he's looking, and he hits. Oh, Keegan Kula. They had the receivers go to the right. Keegan lined up as a tight end, and they come back to Keegan, and we pick up a 1st down. Keegan did a little spin, but he wasn't able to break the tackle. So the Wildcats our first and
Wildcats from the Trojans.
First and goal here. We're at the 7-yard line of the Trojans. So let's see if we can't punch this in here, get a score, and kind of get some momentum going back. There's a lot of game left, and so we'll see what we've got. We've got snap goes to Nick. Nick's going to whoa, I almost thought they were going to take that ball right out of Nick's arm. Big rush up the middle, and Nick couldn't get away from that, so it's going to be a loss. It puts it back about 12-yard line maybe. So it's going to be second and goal for the Wildcats. Looking over at Coach Meyer, seeing what we're going to do here. We've got our receivers right now are Jack Kramer and Marshall Vandevet. Nick's going to be in as the quarterback. He's in the shotgun, so the receivers are split out to the top and the bottom. Isaiah Dams in the backfield with Nick, who's in the shotgun. Snap it to Nick, and he hands off to Isaiah. Cuts up the middle there. Nice little run. Nick picks up about the amount of yardage that we lost, maybe not quite. So it's going to bring up third and goal from about the 10-yard line. So Wildcats obviously are going to be going for this, so we have 2 plays here to get 10 yards. So hopefully we can get a good chunk here or even a touchdown. And we've got triple receivers to the top. Nick's in the shotgun. Here comes around the – Nick's got to get rid of it, and it's – oh, Nick had to get rid of it. There was a big rush coming in, but he almost was able to hit Vandevet, but just at the last, the Turkey Valley guy came and was able just to knock the ball down. So we'll see here. It looks like, I guess, we're going to go for a field goal.
No, he didn't drop it. You know, if they're going to go outside, you need to open up that.
So it looks like Keegan's out there. He's going to hold for Marshall Vandevet. And I mentioned Marshall's got a great leg. He's kicked some field goals. His field goal last Friday was probably the difference in the game. We ended up winning by 2, and Marshall was able to convert on a long field goal for the Wildcats that put us up, and then we were able to hold that. So the snap is to Keegan, and it is going to be good. Nice kick. Good hold by Keegan. The snap was just a tad high. He was able to get it down, and nice kick by Marshall Vandevet. So, hey, Wildcats didn't get that touchdown, but we were able to get some points on the board, which is going to be a good confidence booster here. And there's a minute to go here till halftime, but the Wildcats are able to get on the board and get a scoring drive in. The Wildcats will get the ball back in the second half. We kicked off to start the game, so the Wildcats will get the ball to start the second half. So let's see if we can't hopefully get a good kickoff here and then hold the Trojans for a minute and go into halftime and kind of just talk about some things, get our composure back, and get some stops in the second half and see if we can't get something going offensively. We're a big play offense. We all know that, and so we're going to have to look for some of those big plays here in the second half. And shore up, like I said, we kind of handed some of those things, some of those touchdowns to Turkey Valley. We got a couple turnovers in bad spots there. So we got Marshall obviously out here kicking off, and he's going to pooch kick it, and it goes to 8. And Jack Kramer in on the stop, and it's a return though, pretty good return, up to the about 37-yard line from their own 36-yard line for the Trojans. So it's going to be 1st and 10. And we've got 30 seconds left, and so we'll see here what the Trojans do. They probably have to snap it at least once, I'm guessing. And they're going to just hand it off the middle, and come on, Wildcats. Yes, Cole Silver and Jack Kramer in on the stop.
Number 10, Cole Silver. And number 11, Jack Kramer on the stop, but that'll end the first half.
And that is going to be the last play of the first half.
Turkey Valley 42, Central City.
So Turkey Valley's going to go in at halftime 42-3. And Wildcats are going to go off here and kind of talk about some things.
For a full array of great food to fill you up here at halftime.
So not the half of football that we wanted to see from the Wildcats. And just mentally, you know, coming into tonight's game, we knew that that it was going to be a tough game. And when you're playing a top-notch competitor like that, you've got to come out shooting in all cylinders, and we just weren't able to make some plays. We had some good opportunities early on, and then just the fumbles, couple fumbles there just really were killers for the Wildcats. And the one punt return that set up another touchdown. So the Turkey Valley, knowing they're a good team, and then just kind of making it easy for them a little bit here in the first half. But it was good to see the Wildcats be able to come back and put together a drive there at the end of the second quarter. Some nice drawn-up plays. The play to Keegan had receivers set to the bottom of the screen or of the field, and then they went back and hit Keegan, so that was a nice play. We're going to have to make sure that we're, you know, mixing it up. The one thing is at this point is that we've got 4 downs or 4 plays on all the possessions, so we just have to go out there and execute. And this is sort of I guess just a character building game. You're down 42-3 at halftime. What are we made out of here? Can we come back and be competitive in the second half? And I know as a basketball coach, I was in some of these games in basketball, and so you just kind of talk about winning the second half and what can we do to come out and make ourselves better. Central City is going to have, we're 3-1, and if we can't come back and do this one, and we're 3-2, and we've got Easton Valley who's having a nice season this year. That's our next game. That's going to be homecoming. That's going to be next Friday. Then we have to go to Central Elkader, who I think is a very, very winnable game for the Wildcats. And then you've got Midland and Springville, and I just looked at the district standings today. Midland's 2-2, and I'm not sure who they're playing tonight or what they've got going, but that's going to be a winnable game at our place. And then we're going to end the season at Springville, and Springville was off to a 4-0 start, but then they got beat by Turkey Valley, and they played their game last night at Easton Valley, and they lost that game. So right now they're 4-2, so it looks like Turkey Valley and Easton Valley, I think, we're undefeated, and Easton Valley is still going to be undefeated. So we've got the 2 toughest teams here, and hopefully what we can do from this game in the second half is kind of learn what do we need to do. We didn't play as well as we needed to in the first half. We had some mental mistakes, things like that. So what can we do to get better here in the second half, I guess, is what I would challenge the players to. And hopefully that's what the coaches are doing, and knowing that next week we've got another game, and what can we do to get better for that game. So anyway, that's kind of the way the things are shaken out here. I don't know enough, and it's probably too early to talk about playoffs or anything like that, and I'm sure the coaches aren't even worrying about that. But it's just taking one half at a time now is what I would talk to the players about. So hopefully they can come out and make a run for it. Just kind of looking at Turkey Valley, they still have to play Easton Valley yet, and that'll be a good game. That's towards the end of the year here. And then Key High's not too bad. We had a tough game with Key, and Key hasn't won some games, but they're actually not a bad team. And I was looking at their records, and their losses are like by 1, 2, 3 points. So they've been in all their games. Just a matter of being able to make that play to get the win. So anyway, going to take this time real quick here to give a shout out to Next Bank. What's next on your list of financial goals wherever you're going next? Next Bank has a loan that's right for you. Your next car, your next home, even your next adventure, all are within reach within Next Bank location. Convenient locations in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And again, we thank Next Bank. Just a couple things this week. The Central City varsity volleyball team had 2 big wins. They went to Springville on Tuesday night and came away with a win in 5 games. They won 3-2. They won the first game. They got down and they lost the next 2 games. They came back and won the 4th game, forced the 5th game, and they were able to get the big win in that 5th game. So that was a huge win for the Wildcats, really exciting. And that was at Springville, so that made it even sweeter. And then last night we had Alburnett, who came into the game on like an 8-game winning streak, and they got off to a really fast start and got up 2-0. And then Wildcats came back out that 3rd game, and they got things figured out and got things rolling, and they won games 3 and games 4 and forced that 5th game set. And then they were able to hold off the Pirates, and they took game 5. And so after being down 2 games, they won the last 3 and came away with the big win last night as well. So I think I saw today that they are undefeated in the Tri-Rivers West Conference as far as that goes. So congratulations to the volleyball team, and hopefully they can keep things rolling. Actually, next Tuesday they're at home, so if you haven't had a chance to see them play or you want to come and cheer them on, you can do that. And if you're out of town and you can't make it, you can listen to the Wildcat Sports YouTube channel. We'll be broadcasting that game for you. And then that's Tuesday, and then Thursday they play at East Buck, I believe. So that's kind of the volleyball's schedule for the next week. Also tomorrow our cross-country team is going to be running in Anamosa, and they're having the girls anyway. I haven't heard much about the boys team, and so I'm not sure where they're at, but I know they did have some big losses last year as far as some individual runners. So I'll have to do a little research on find out how the boys are doing. But the girls are having a pretty good season. They just ran at Center Point this past week and ended up in 3rd place. And Emily Stahl, who's the senior this year for Central City Springville cross country, won. She's she as a freshman, or I think it was maybe as a sophomore, she got first in 1A, and then as a junior last year she got 2nd in 2A, and then maybe I can't even remember, maybe she won it as a freshman and then has gotten placed in 2A. And anyway, last year she was runner-up in Class 2A, and so we'll see what she can do this year in cross country. So she has been running really well, and like I said, the Wildcats ended up in 3rd place. So they are running tomorrow morning, so good luck to the boys and girls cross-country teams, and hopefully all of the runners and Emily can keep up and keep improving. And as in all sports, and except for football, really, basketball, track, volleyball, cross-country, there's always that end-of-the-season meet or game as far as going into postseason, and so I'm sure the cross-country team is just trying to work to get better until they get to that the state qualifying meet. And I know volleyball, hopefully there's still a couple weeks of the regular season left, and then they'll be heading into their conference tournament, and then they'll be heading into their postseason. So hopefully the Wildcats can keep the momentum. Unfortunately for football, a lot of it's determined on the whole body of work throughout the whole season, and it comes down to wins and losses, and there's not just that one game. So Wildcats need to, like I said, come back this second half and really kind of show some character, hopefully, and battle and try to see if we can't shore up some things and make this a competitive second half. And I'm sure the coaches are trying to get that across to the players. They're down there in the end zone kind of talking about some X's and O's and stretching out. I see some of the players stretching and just kind of trying to get ready here for the second half. So we've got about 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Turkey Valley Trojans are coming back out on the field right now after their halftime. And again, the Wildcats are in the end zone down there, getting some things figured out. So I'm anxious to see how things are going to turn out the second half. This is, hopefully everybody's enjoying the broadcast if you're out there listening. And just an FYI, I guess, I don't know if this is your first time listening, and if you want to spread the word, we will be doing all the rest of the football games, and we are going to do the home volleyball games, and potentially Dr. Cronin might do the volleyball game Thursday night at East Buck, and that stuff will be communicated out if that's the case. If you ever want to listen to the YouTube channel, you just go to our school's Facebook page, and the link is usually there. I try to let people know when we're going to be broadcasting. And then also, if you go to the school's webpage, under the news tab is a permanent link there that'll take you to the Wildcat Sports YouTube channel. We're doing this a little different than we have the last couple of years. We're not the Wildcat Cast anymore. Kind of branching out on our own, trying to provide a couple different opportunities for the listeners here, and not quite as many restrictions. And the cool thing, if you haven't checked things out, is right after the broadcast, it's right there on our YouTube channel. So if you missed any of the football games and you want to go back and listen to your grandson or nephew or cousin or friend, neighbor or whatever, the games are right there to listen to. You can re-listen to them. If you want to go back and listen to the call on the Springville Central City volleyball game, it was a great game. Tanner Carlson and I called that game, and we were, I think, just as excited and nervous as the players if we were out there playing. So it's kind of cool that you can go back and listen to this. So if you've got friends who live out of town and want to find out how the favorite Wildcats doing, let them know. Again, the links are on the Facebook page and on the school's webpage. So both teams here, Wildcats, are just finishing up their halftime huddle underneath the end zone there. And the Trojans are getting loose here on the sideline. As I mentioned, this is kind of one of our longer road trips. In football, that's the unfortunate thing. We're in a district where a lot of the 8-man teams are spread out, so our closest game is Springville, and that's our last game of the year. So this trip up here to Turkey Valley is about an hour and a half drive or so, and there's quite a few Wildcat fans sitting over there in the stands. So hopefully the football team here comes out the second half and gives the fans that came up here something to cheer about. I liked the way we ended that first half, and unfortunately we had to settle for a field goal, but at least we got some points on the board. So that's all that counts. And again, just coming down. So we got about a minute here, and then the Wildcats, I think there's a mandatory 3-minute warm-up period. So the Wildcats are going to get ready here to do their stretches and stuff. And then, like I mentioned, the Wildcats are going to get the ball to start the second half. So that's kind of nice here. We ended it the first half with some momentum, and so hopefully we can pick up where we left off with that and make something positive happen on this first drive down on this kickoff. The kicker for Turkey Valley, he has a few touchbacks, but he's also kicked it out of bounds twice. And so the Wildcats were able to take advantage of having a little better field position than having to start at our own 15-yard line. So we'll see what happens here when we come out in the second half. to get things started. So looks like the rain's going to hold off. It's obviously dark now and I can't see, but I don't notice anything. So hopefully we'll be able to get this second half in. It's a really, actually a decent night. It's getting a little chillier, but I think we're going to be able to get this game over with and without any inclement weather or any lightning delays or anything like that. So luckily, neither team has a band, so if there is a lightning delay, we don't have to worry about any inappropriate things with the band members. Yeah, I'm up here with Coach Ratliff and the handy dandy camera girl, Bree, who I can see the clock this time. I'm not. I don't know about these press boxes that we have here. It just looks like they had some steps and yeah, we're just at a top of the staircase, and they just threw in a window here, and they have a couple chairs for us. So, and they have a door shut, and they have a nice big area in their press box. So, we're just kind of here, I guess. It's not even a room really. It's kind of interesting when you come to some of these other places and don't realize how good we have it back at Central City, not gonna lie. So all right, so Trojans are out on the field. Niemeyer's getting the ball set up to get the kickoff going here. Cole Silver again is going to be back deep. Looks like Jack Kramer and Marshall again are going to be the up backs.
Back deep to see the opening kickoff of the second half.
So let's see if the Wildcats can't get something going now. Hopefully he shanks it or he kicks it to Cole, and Cole runs it back. That'd be a great way to start the. There's a little squibber, and Dustin Ferris falls on it. So the Wildcats are going to have that good field position, like we mentioned. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about 27-yard line. It looks like.
From their own 27-yard line.
So Isaiah is going to be in the end, back in the backfield with Marshall and Draven. Nick Reed's split out. There's a bad snap.
Number 21, Isaiah, the end of the ball carrier for the Wildcats.
And it's low, and
Marcus Harold and Ethan Leibold on the tackle for the Trojans.
Looks like Isaiah is able to fall on it and recover it for the Wildcats. So not the way we wanted to start it, this game.
17 Wildcats from their own 20-yard line.
Draven goes out. Jack Kramer and Nick Reed come in here. Jack's going to be split out to the top, and Marshall's split to the bottom, and Isaiah's in the backfield. Nick's in the shotgun. Nick's got it. He's a little flip passes it to Isaiah. Damn, and he picks up a few. It's going to be 3rd down and about 14.
8-4 brings up 3rd and 13 Wildcats from their own 24-yard line.
So Nick Reed's coming in with the play. He's going to have Cole Silver in the backfield with him, and Marshall split to the bottom, and Jack Kramer split to the top. There's a low snap, and he hits. Whoa, I'm not sure. He had to get rid of that pretty quick. It was going to be a screen pass, but Cole wasn't able to bring that in, so it's going to be 4th down and 13 for the Wildcats. Not the way we wanted to start this second half, so making it tough on us. Eli Fleming split out to the bottom along with Nick scrambling around and he falls down. We went for it on 4th down. So Nick is going to go down.
First and 10, Turkey Valley.
And Nick goes down in about the 12-yard line.
From the Wildcats, 12-yard line.
So Wildcats aren't making it easy on themselves here. So, whoa, there's a procedure call. So finally, Turkey Valley does something wrong. And
Have a flag on the Trojans.
move the ball back 5 yards for the Wildcats.
Makes it first and 15 Trojans.
So the last time the Wildcats were in this position, they actually had a pretty good defensive stand and were right there to make the plays, just weren't able to wrap up on the tackle. So let's see what the Wildcats can do here. They're kind of moving around. There's a the run up the middle, and Jack Kramer and Dustin Ferriston on that stop gets it just inside, right on the 10-yard line, they're going to say. So it's going to be 2nd and about 8.
Again, it's 7. 2nd and 8 Trojans from the Wildcats' 10-yard line.
Leibel, the quarterback for Turkey Valley, is up under center, hands it off, and there goes Turkey Valley in for a touchdown. Wildcats just aren't, again, we busted in and we had our hands wrapped around the runner right as he was getting the ball from the quarterback, but I think that was Brady Koba wasn't able to make the stop there, and then he was able to be taken in for a touchdown. So Turkey Valley capitalizes on the Wildcats' mistakes as they started the second half and get another touchdown. So looks like they're going to go out. As I mentioned, I looked on their stats. I don't think they've even attempted a field goal. So they just always go for the 2-point conversion. They got 3 receivers split to the right. And, almost picked off by Brady. He had it read right there, and actually the receiver tipped it out of Brady's hands, and it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion is no good, and that makes it 48-3 with 8:50 left in the third quarter. So again, Wildcats just haven't been sharp tonight. As far as in execution of things, and when you come in and play a team that's 4-0 and as good as Turkey Valley, you got to bring your A game. And Wildcats have just really struggled tonight. So Cole Silver is going to go back again with Jack Kramer and Marshall Van de Vet.
Number 10, Cole Silver back deep to receive for the Wildcats. Set to kick off for the Trojans, number 10, Eli Niemeyer.
So there's the kick. High kick taken by Marshall. Marshall lets some blockers get in front of him. He makes a little spin move, and he's going up the sideline. If he can get a block, and he's not going to get a block, he runs past the other Wildcats out there, but it's a great return by Marshall. Wildcats are going to have it 1st and 10 on the Trojan. It looks like they're going to put it at a, well, they're walking around in circles over there. It looks like 1st and 10 on the Trojan 26-yard line. So here's a chance to get something going here, get some points on the board, match Turkey Valley here so far in the second quarter. We got Cole Silver and Jack Kramer split to the bottom, and we've got Marshall split to the top. Nick's in the shotgun. He's looking, and he passed. Nice pass over the middle to Keegan Kula. Keegan Kula gets it inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3-yard line. Nice, again, play. Keegan coming out of the tight end position there. They've been marking the ball like crazy tonight. They had, yeah. So it looked like it was about 3-yard line, but the officials move it back to the 4. And so the Wildcats are 1st and goal either way. So we got triple receivers to the top. Nick gets the ball in the shotgun, and he's running around. We need to block. He needs to keep his head up and look. And, oh, there's a late hit, but they don't call anything on Nick. I guess after he passed it, they said it was still within that, and his pass is incomplete, intended for Jack Kramer. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. So we'll see if the Wildcats can punch it in here. 2nd and goal. We're at the 4-yard line. Again, Jack Kramer and Cole Silver split out to the bottom, and Marshall's at the top. Low snap. Nick picks it up. Crossing route. Trying to hit Keegan again, and it is incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Can you run wedge twice?
3rd and goal, Wildcats from the Trojans' 4-yard line.
Right now, as far as some injuries or potential injuries, it looks like Ethan Ty is out of the game and potentially Isaiah Dam, so that really kind of hurts us offensively as far as Ethan as being the top receiver and Isaiah obviously our top rusher. So we'll have to see here what some of these reserves can do. Lucas Greif is in. There's a draw play up the middle, and Nick is short. Looks like maybe picked up 2 yards, so he's going to be about at the 2-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 2-yard line.
Got a quick slant on there?
It makes it 4th and goal, Wildcats from the Trojans' 1-yard line.
1-yard line, the scoreboard says. So we'll see here what's going to happen. 4th and goal, shotgun, receivers to the top and the bottom, and Nick's going to be able to go in and just get over the end zone line before he is hit.
Receivers a little more and let that thing fly.
So there's a touchdown, Wildcats. That was kind of weird. It's hard to see. Nick just got in and didn't want to get hit, and was able to just get in across the line there. So they are going to bring Marshall in to go for the extra point. So it's 9-48 right now with 5:10. So we'll see if Marshall Vandevet can get us that extra point. So the Wildcats were able to convert there on a good kickoff return and match. And it's good. Marshall gets the extra point for the Wildcats. So nice response there. We didn't get the start the game the way we wanted, or the second half the way we wanted, and but we answered the touchdown and came back now with 5:10 left in the 3rd quarter. It's 48-10. Turkey Valley's up. So let's see if we can't defensively. So Marshall's going to go ahead and kick off, and let's see if we can pin Turkey Valley deep in their own territory here and make something happen with our defense.
On Thursday night, October 3rd, we'll have our king coronation. Make sure you show up for that. Phil Trojan Gym. And next Friday, October the 4th, it'll be homecoming game 2019 as we host the Keyhigh Hawks at Team Dive at 7 p.m.
I just heard the announcer say something about homecoming. Wildcat fans, our homecoming is going to be next week, so this next week's going to be all about homecoming, and I believe the parade's always on Wednesday night, so I want to say 6 o'clock or 6:30, I'm not sure, so don't take my word for it, but I do know the parade is then, and we are going to have Marshall kick it deep, and it goes into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, so it looks like the Trojans now are going to come out and will have it 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line. That was a nice kick by Marshall, something that we're used to seeing here. So the Trojans are going to come up.
Yeah, until it doesn't get there and it goes for 6.
So we got quarterback under center, 2 running backs split in the backfield, and it's handoff up the middle. And he brought down by
11, Jack Kramer on the
Jack
tackle for the
Kramer.
Wildcats.
Pickup of about 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3 or 6, 2nd and 4 here.
From their own 21-yard line.
Wildcats need to come in here and get a good stop. So the quarterback's under center, turns and pitches it, and it's a nice play over there by, is that Cole Silver with the stop? Cole, the leading tackler for the Wildcats this season. There's a loss on the play, so a great defense by Cole. It's going to make it 3rd and long 5, it looks like here. So let's see if the Wildcats can't get a stop, force potentially a punt by the Trojans.
3rd and 7 Trojans.
There's the handoff, and oh, there we go.
Marcus Harold on the carry for the Trojans, brought down by
Keegan Kula blew that play up and had some help then with a couple other Wildcats in there for the stop. So there's another probably a yard loss. So it's going to be 4th down and I'd say about 7 yards to go. Looks like the quarterback is going to step back and punt. This will be the first punt. Oh, and there's a procedure. The end guy for the Trojans stood up. Keegan was kind of moving around. Our defensive line there was moving around a little bit, and they got him to move. So that's going to put the ball back inside the 15-yard line. So they're going to be punting from about his 2-yard line. And there's a block, and Keegan Kula gets in to block it. And I don't think that, and Keegan blocked the quarterback, and he's limping off the field. And so the Wildcats are going to get the ball where, I'm not sure how do they decide where they get the ball. But the Wildcats, do we get it from the line of scrimmage on that? Or I don't know. We get the ball evidently where it was probably picked up by the Turkey Valley player. So the Turkey Valley guy picked the ball up at about the 7-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will take over. There's Lucas Greif, hands it off to that Marshall Vandevet. And there's going to be a loss on the play. It looks like back to the 10-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal for the Wildcats. So there's 2:18 left. It's 48-10, and Wildcats are going to come out with 2 receivers split to the bottom and 2 receivers split to the top. Nick's going to be in the shotgun. There's a snap. Good snap. Nick's rolling out to his right and just throws it. Intended probably for Marshall, but just wasn't able to get there. He was forced out of the pocket a little bit. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. So we've got, again, receiver split to the top, Cole and Jack Kramer, and we've got Marshall split to the bottom. Nick's in the shotgun. And Nick's looking. There's the block. Nick's going to take off and run, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and 4th and goal from the 5. So the Wildcats, we'll see if they're going to go for it or if they're going to take 3 here. Points are points. And here we go for the field goal here. Get 3 more points. So Keegan's got the tee. Going to hold it for Marshall. And there's 45 seconds left here, so we can get this snap and get this play and end the 3rd quarter the way we did the first half with a field goal here. So there's the snap and the hold, and I don't think that one's going to be good. Marshall didn't have a good leg swing at that. I'm not sure what happened. Decent snap and hold. Marshall just didn't get his leg through that one. So Wildcats come away empty on that possession. Weren't able to take advantage of the blocked punt by Keegan Kula, who busted through. So that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. No, I'm not sure why. No.
That'll end the third quarter.
That's going to be the end of the third quarter. So it's going to be 48-10. So talked a little bit about kind of having some character and coming out and being competitive. And the Wildcats matched points with Turkey Valley. Turkey Valley got the easy touchdown there on the when we went on fourth deep in our own territory, so we gave them really, really short field. But the Wildcats were able to take advantage of a good kick return, and we were able to get a touchdown. And then right there, if we could have converted on that, it could have been potentially, you know, winning the quarter, but we were right there. So we'll see here what happens. Wildcats are going to go ahead, and they so Turkey Valley's got the ball first and 10.
From their own 15-yard line.
Quarterback's under center. There's a in motion, and they flip it to him, and it's a fumble, and Turkey Valley falls on it. I think that was Eli Reeks. He's been in off and on, has a touchdown, and they flipped it to him, and he dropped it. So loss of a yard or so on the play, so it'll be second down.
Loss of 2 in the play, second and 12 Trojans from their own 13.
Second 12. So let's see if the Wildcats can't get going here, get another opportunity to get a score. There's a rolling out and a pass, and it's, oh, nice play by Marshall. Marshall almost could have went up to pick it off, but he just went up and he knocked it out of bounds and stepped right in front of the receiver. So nice defensive play by Marshall Vandevet. So it's going to be third down and about 12 to go here. Marshall's having a nice little game tonight. He's had some good tackles. He's had a couple good catches for the Wildcats. So it's nice to see him having a good game. Wildcats are moving around. The quarterback turns, and is that Caleb Wilson in on the quarterback sack? I think it was the quarterback. I don't think he'd gotten handed off yet, and Caleb Wilson busted up there and made the stop. So there's another loss on the play. So it's fourth down now, and the ball is just outside, about on the 13-yard line there.
Number 16, Marshall.
And Turkey Valley's got some people running in here. Looks like they're going to punt it again. The punter is standing on his goal line, and there's going to be a timeout. There's a lot of confusion on the Turkey Valley side. Their punter, who punted the first time here on their first punt of the night, was their starting quarterback, got his punt blocked, and he got hurt. So he's standing on the sideline gingerly there. You can tell he's kind of favoring his left leg, and so it probably threw things off a little bit here. And there's a little bit of confusion, so Turkey Valley called a timeout. And when I have the second here, I'm going to go ahead and shout out to our sponsor. What's next on your list for financial goals? Wherever you're going next. Next Bank has a loan that's right for you. Your next car, your next home, even your next adventure, all are within reach with a Next Bank loan. Convenient locations in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And there's the punt. They just get it off, and Marshall's going to take it, and he's got to move, and oh, he slips. Oh, he's still up. So pretty decent return there. Maybe picked up another 8 or 9 yards for the Wildcats. They're going to take over in Trojan territory. First and 10 for the Wildcats on the Trojans' 38-yard line. So here's a great opportunity to put another score on the board for the Wildcats. Again, working 9:45 left. It's 48-10. you know, at this point, we just talked about trying to get better and get themselves ready for the next game, and it's going to be homecoming against Easton Valley. And I think we're trying to figure out some offense and defense here. It looks like Lucas Greif's going to be calling the play on this one. So Lucas is going to be in the backfield. Eli Fleming's coming in. It's Marshall. And now it's going to be a timeout for the Wildcats. Again, we've got a couple injuries. Isaiah Dam's on the bench, as well as Ethan Ty. And so we've got some new people in there and just weren't sure where they were supposed to go. And this is, like I said, a great opportunity for the Wildcats to get a score. We've got some kids in here that haven't gotten a ton of playing time, so it's a good opportunity for them to see what they can do. So here comes the Wildcats out of that quick timeout. So we've got Lucas again is going to be in the backfield. He's going to be back there with Draven Silver. Jack Kramer split down to the bottom, and also in the backfield is going to be Marshall Vandevet. So there's a direct snap to Draven, and Draven's going to go up the middle, and he's going to pick up 3 tough yards. Stopped by a bunch of Trojans there. So it'll be second down and about 7, maybe a long 8 or long 7 here. Lucas Greif's going to stay in and call the play.
David Silver to carry for the Wildcats. Game 1, 2nd and 9 Wildcats from the Trojans 36.
Again, same setup. Jack Kramer split to the top, and you've got Draven and Marshall. Lucas spins, fakes the handoff to Marshall, and he goes up the middle. And he's going to pick up a few more yards. So it's going to be about 3rd and 6 here for the Wildcats.
3rd and 7 Wildcats from the Trojans 34-yard line.
Looks like the Wildcats are on the Turkey Valley 34-yard line. Lucas is coming in. Freshman Lucas Greif, pretty good athlete. He played varsity baseball all summer, even before his freshman year, so he's a pretty good athlete. See what he can do here for the Wildcats. You got Draven and Marshall in the backfield with him. There's a fake handoff to Marshall, and Lucas is going to throw the ball. Oh, he was looking for, he rolled out to his right, and he was looking for Keegan Kula. But I think it was tipped and was incomplete. So now it's going to be 4th and 7. And coach is sending in a play here with Lucas. And here they come, getting ready. Wildcats look like they're potentially going for it. I don't know, Nick normally does the punting, but he's not out there, so I'm not sure if Lucas can punt. We've got Draven splitting out wide, and you got Marshall in the backfield. Jack Kramer's on the bottom, and Lucas is going to, I don't think that didn't even look good to start. We had people not knowing where they were supposed to be, and I think Lucas thought Jack was going to go up the field a couple yards, but Jack just stood there. I think we thought it was going to be a straight screen, so a little miscommunication there on the Wildcats. So the Trojans are going to take over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10, and the Trojans will have the ball on their own 34-yard line. It's 48-10 with 6:22 left in the 4th quarter. And there's a handoff, and there's going to get a 1st down, picks up at 11 yards there on the carry. Keegan Kula pushes him out of bounds. So hopefully the Wildcats can have a good defensive stand right here and not let the Trojans get another score. It's 48-10, 5:45 left in the 4th quarter.
Trojans from the Wildcats 35-yard line.
quarterback under center with two backs in the backfield. He turns and hands off to the second back, and there's Caleb. There's Caleb Wilson again with his second tackle of the night, and loss on the play. So it's going to be nice play by Caleb. Second down and 11.
Second and 11 Trojans from the Wildcats 36-yard line.
So the Trojans are in Wildcat territory, but let's get a big defensive stand here, and we've got the quarterback under center, and there's going to be an offsides on Caleb. So he just had a great tackle, and they're just got a little anxious there and got offside. So unfortunately, that's going to move it up. So it's going to be second and about 6.
Second and 6 Trojans from the Wildcats 31-yard line.
So we'll see what's going to happen here. The Trojan quarterback's going to come up under center again. They've got two backs in the backfield, split. They toss it out, and there's Cole Silver. Kind of got blocked in the back, but he slowed the runner up and had a couple people get over there. And picked up about 3 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and 3, so let's see what the Wildcats will do here.
Third and 2 Trojans for the Wildcats 26-yard
See if they can't bust something up here.
line.
Quarterback comes up under center. They've got two backs split in the backfield. He hands off to the first one, number 12, and Wade Yoder gets his hand in there and tries to slow him down and get a few other Wildcats come in on the stop, but not before they pick up a first down. So there's 3:55 left in the game.
First and 10 Trojans from the Wildcats 22-yard line.
48-10. Let's see if the Wildcats can get a stand here and not let the Trojans get any more points. Empty backfield. They turn. Oh, yeah, there we go. They brought a runner in motion, and Caleb Wilson comes back in as well as Keegan. And there's a loss on the play. So we've kind of got that play sniffed out. They bring a back in motion, and they try to flip it to him. And we've been able to bust that up a couple times. So we'll see what happens here with this second down play. Second and about 12. We've got 3 minutes left. Hopefully the Wildcats can make something happen here, get a turnover, maybe get a potential opportunity for one more play. There's a turn and a throw up the field, and he just overthrows the receiver. Lucas Greifen on the coverage. The quarterback literally just took 2 steps back, pivoted, and just chucked it and up the middle of the field, hoping, I think, that the receiver was going to be there. So he overthrew him probably about 2 yards. So gets it down to 2:30 left, and it's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Wildcats. So we got the quarterback under center for Turkey Valley. He turns and hands off to number 12, and there's Caleb Wilson, grabs him from behind and pulls him down. So it's going to be 4th down for Turkey Valley, and they have the ball just inside the Wildcat 20-yard line, so just not quite up to the 19. So it'll be 4th down, probably about, I'd say 7 yards or so. And we got about just under 2 minutes to play, so there's a big defensive stop right here by the Wildcats to deny the first down to Turkey Valley. Their quarterback's coming up under center with split receivers in the back. He's going to turn and keep it, and he is going to be stopped by Cole Silver. And who's 56? And Colton Nowatzki's out there, and they make a big stop for the Wildcats defense, and they're going to keep the Trojans from getting the first down, so the Wildcats are going to take over on down. So that was a good defensive gut check there by the Wildcats. Stiffened up, and they're like, we're not going to let you score. And so with 1:15 left, Wildcats have a chance to maybe, I don't know, if they'll throw it down the field or just try to run, maybe break a big one here. So we got Lucas Greif back in calling the plays. And we got some of the JV guys out there. So we got Lucas and Jack Kramer, I think that's Marcus Prusman, or is that Tristan Dedeker in the backfield? Oh, handed off to Jack Kramer, and it is a fumble. And Turkey Valley is going to recover. So hand off to Jack Kramer, and Jack wasn't able to tuck it away. And so there's going to be 40 seconds left here, and Wildcat defense is going to have to come back out here. Hopefully make a couple plays. It's going to be at the 11-yard line, so they can pick up a first down. It's 1st and 10, like I said, from the 11. And there's 25 seconds. I'm not sure, do they have to snap it? I don't even think they have to snap it, and Turkey Valley isn't going to snap it. So on that change of possessions with the running clock, the Trojans didn't have to snap the ball. And that is going to be the end of it. So unfortunately, the Wildcats come up here and run into a little bit of a buzzsaw. Turkey Valley definitely is a good team, not going to take anything away from Turkey Valley. That's going to put their record to 5-0, and the Wildcats are going to drop to 3-2. But the Wildcats just came in and they just mentally had some miscues and just didn't get things going there in that first quarter, and got down right away and just weren't able to overcome some of their own mistakes and some mental errors. And unfortunately, the Turkey Valley Trojans were able to take advantage of them and turn a lot of those into touchdowns. So unfortunately for the Wildcats, we come up here and we're going to go away with a loss. But the second half did show some character there for the Wildcats. We played even. Both teams scored a touchdown. We had an opportunity to get a field goal and just weren't able to convert on that. But the Wildcats did come out here. Great defensive stand there, not letting the Trojans get in when they had the ball in some good territory. So anyway, tough game for the Wildcats, and hopefully we can come back, get some of the guys that looked like they didn't play. And at some point when you're up that much, it's if somebody's kind of got a little tweak, you just say, let's get ready for next year. And let's get ready for next year, and or next game, I should say, not next year. And so, like I mentioned, next week the Wildcats will be hosting Easton Valley, and it will be the homecoming game for the Wildcats. So, one last shout out here to Next Bank. Next Bank represents a new approach to banking in Iowa: expanded services, more technology, and increased personal attention. If you want to take your banking to the next level, Next Bank is for you. Next Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender. As I mentioned, next week we'll be broadcasting. It was 48-10 tonight. Wildcats take the loss to Turkey Valley. I want to thank everybody who was out there listening to the Wildcat Sports Channel. And I'm Cindy McCarthy, and we will be back on Tuesday night, as I mentioned, when the Wildcat volleyball team hosts Starmont. So hopefully you can make it out and cheer them on or give us a listen. So thanks for listening, and go Cats.